Okay, so for now, I think the last video I'm going to make is just I want to show you how to take your patches that you've maybe been testing in PdWebParty and you create a shareable link that you can then use yeah, to send to anybody. So, so far, we've been taking a patch and dragging it in, and that's a great way of testing. Okay, so that's a good thing I can test. Okay, so I know this patch works in PdWebParty and I'm ready to send it. Now, there was one little thing that I just noticed, which is that it's asking for access to the microphone. That's because I left this thing in here by accident. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to save it. And now I'm ready to share this, this patch with the world. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm using GitHub, so I'm going to push all my changes. You can see that it's saved a bunch of changes here, and it's now ready to update. So I'm going to say fixed the microphone request, right? Okay, commit to main, and then I'm just going to push origin. And I really like using GitHub because it's a really great way to just keep track of everything and just offload all of my files to a different place entirely. So now when I go to my GitHub account and I refresh, I'll see, here we go, 17 seconds ago, fix the microphone request. So now this file is exactly the same file that I had before. You could do that manually by just like starting a new repo and adding the file if you want. I prefer to use this GitHub desktop thing. There are plenty of tutorials on the internet for getting set up with that if you're interested. The important thing is that GitHub is also acting as a server, right? So it's hosting this file on the internet somewhere and I can access it. Now to use it with PdWebParty, what you need to get is like the raw code. You don't want any of this like extra garbage that's all around here, like all the GitHub stuff. So what you need is the raw file. And in GitHub, when you open up a specific PD patch, you can access the raw file by clicking on raw. When you click on raw, you're just presented with text. Now, because this is one of these patches that is using arrays, it's tons of numbers, because that's every point in my array. And then a bunch of these hashtag X connects. This is the pure data code down here. But the important part is this URL, right? So it's nice long, super long, whoops, a super long URL that ends with 06_badmelotron.pd. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy it. I've got a notepad in here which has the URL https pdwebparty.heroku.app.com/?URL equals. And I'm going to paste it in there. And this is now a new URL. I'm going to copy that whole thing. And this is my shareable URL. So it's basically the Heroku app, which is like a server-based app thing, accessing this file that I'm specifying to it. So I'm specifying that. I pop it in here. And now this is going to load my patch from a web server rather than from my own computer. And it works. And now I can send this link to anyone and it will work for them. It works on a phone pretty reasonably well. This might be a slightly fiddly interface. It works on most browsers, and it's just really fun. So I can share this patch. I'm going to post this on Twitter in a minute. What I would probably do is use a URL shortener of some variety. I usually just Google the phrase URL shortener, and then bit.ly. Let's use bit.ly. Why not? Okay, and I'm going to type it in, shorten my link, and this is a much easier to use link. And there we go. That's my shareable Bad Mellotron patch, which I'm now, because I'm quite pleased with this one, I'm going to post it on the internet for people to play with. So that's how you use that. If you're ever confused, just go to the pdwebparty.heroku.app.com and it describes it right here. Upload your patch somewhere on the internet, like patch storage or somewhere else. I'm using GitHub. Put the download link at the end of this link here, click go, and it saves it, and it's good to go. That's that. The last thing I'd say is that you can always have a look at this whole project is on GitHub as well. So if you're curious about how it actually works, any features, a list of features, reporting bugs, externals, all the support stuff is all in here. So just look for it. It's called PdWebParty, and by user See You in June, whose name is Zack, I think, and you can get all the info off of there. Okay, that's everything. Thanks a bunch for following along. I hope it's been useful for you. Get in touch if you have any